that we are facing right now?
So clearly, Sanket, we're in a multitude of problems or in a complex situation. And therefore, what FICCI is recommending is a multifaceted, multidimensional approach to the problem, which is number one, step up awareness and go back to all the safety measures. Wear masks, social distancing, sanitize. This is where the complacency that Uday was talking about had set in. The second thing that we spoke about is testing, and why testing is critical is that you get to know someone is positive, you're able to isolate them so that you don't have an infected person moving around and infecting multiple others. And as we all know, we have multiple variants coming out. Some of the variants seem to have a higher virality than others, and therefore it's critical to keep testing. And why testing is an important aspect is that we have opened up the economy, and rightly so. We need activity, we need movement, but if we can be safe while we're doing that, we would have created the right kind of formula which is required for the next 3 to 4 months, which is the time period required to finish the vaccination of the critical mass. And then coming to vaccination of the critical mass, the reason that we're proactively recommended to the government, and we're thankful that the government has taken up many of these recommendations, is that we need greater capacity. We've already vaccinated at least first dose over 10 crore people. If you look at the numbers we require at the rate which is going on now, approximately 30 lakh per day, we clearly need more doses. And with the 2 crore doses which the government has in hand, there's a need to ramp up the runway. And therefore, the 2 measures that you're hearing are very welcome. I'd also like to kind of draw attention to the fact that progressively we're seeing positive steps. So we went from 60 to 45. We went from 45 to now saying we can vaccinate in work sites. Now you've opened up for more vaccines. So every day, everybody is jointly working on this problem. So we need to keep the mood calm, proactive, and continue to work together. So that's really what we're talking about, and testing is critical in this. So I would reiterate only one last point on testing, and that is that the current capping of prices and the variations in prices, there is no incentive for many of these private labs to run a night shift. Many are reporting backlogs of 3,000, 4,000 tests. So to ramp up the requirement, a reasonable amount of a rate or a remuneration is required.
No, for testing
so
or for vaccines?
Many are doing it.
You mean for testing?
No, I'm talking about testing. So the vaccination, the rate has been declared. That is a different
But Dr. Reddy, you feel 900 rupees is not reasonable?
So it is 500 rupees in some states, Sanket.
But you know, Dr. Reddy, pardon me, I just wanted to ask you, if you want more people to come into the ambit of testing, the only way you can do that is by making this testing more affordable. And if we look at some sort of a, rationalizing of this rate so that labs find it comfortable to be able to run their operations, then you will have a large mass which will not feel welcome going into a testing center because it will be very expensive. I mean, conventional Indian wisdom, if one family has to get tested right now, and if it is a family of 4, you can just multiply 900 4 times, and that's immediately a burden on a middle class family. And this figure was 4,500 last year.
No, I totally agree with you. But we're really in a conundrum, and therefore what we need to see is a combination of speedy vaccination. So some corporates are taking up vaccination and paying for their employees, and governments are offering it. Of the 1,200 labs which are approximately available right now, a significant number of them, and I must commend the government institutions, even in small district headquarters, you have labs which are testing, and all those are being done free. So free testing is available. Let us not, in the name of reaching out to the population, create these kind of delays, because the delay is far more expensive. In that time period of 2 or 3 days, which is taking now to get reports, these people are going out and potentially infecting a lot more people. So we have to find the right balance. There is no easy answer. Let's look at it with multiple